Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Dori, I am a teacher of English, and today's video is all about reading techniques, that is skimming and scanning, because they are both so very important for IELTS, especially in reading, of course. So in IELTS reading, you're not going to have enough time to read the whole text word per word. Don't do that, by the way. So this is where these techniques come in handy. Both techniques are similar, but we use them for a different purpose. And just a short notice here. Just looking over an article here and there is neither skimming nor scanning. This is just chaos, okay? You need to follow certain steps, a specific procedure when you skim and when you scan in order for these techniques to work out effectively for you. Okay, so let's begin with skimming. So when we first encounter the reading passage, the first technique we should use is skimming. With skimming, our main goal is to get the gist of the text, an overview of its content, a general idea, the main ideas of the text, okay? So, how do we achieve that? Number one, read the title first. This may seem kind of obvious, but anyway, I have to say it. Read the title, because the title is the first information you get about the content of the text. Number two, read the first paragraph very quickly. Don't try to understand it in depth, word per word. No, just read it rapidly in order for you to know what it is about. This step is vital because the first paragraph is going to give you more information about the content of the text, what it is all about, but also you get connected with both the text and the writer in terms of writing style, opinions, expectations, etc. Do not get overwhelmed by this. This happens instantly, almost subconsciously. Number three, read and underline the first 2 lines of each paragraph. This is really important because usually most writers tell you what the paragraph is going to be about from the first 2 lines. So this is kind of a summary of the paragraph, what it is going to be about, and it is really helpful while you practice skimming. Number 4, subheadings and subtitles are very important too, if they exist. If they exist, please make sure not to overlook them, but underline them, because subheadings and subtitles serve the same purpose as the main title. They give you information about the paragraph, the following paragraph, what it is going to be about. So this is really important for you to know where to find and locate each theme. Alright, next step, number 5, read and underline very quickly, right? Read very quickly, not word per word. Read and underline the last 2 lines of each paragraph. Okay, in my opinion, this is not necessary every time, but the reason I'm saying this to you, and I suggest you do it, is because sometimes in the tasks there is going to be a question like, what is the opinion of the writer in this matter? Okay, what is the opinion of Europe over this matter? What is the opinion of Americans? What is the opinion of this group of people, etc., etc., etc.? Sometimes in the tasks they ask you about opinions, so usually, not always, but usually you're going to find out about these opinions in the concluding lines of each paragraph, the last 2 lines or so, okay? So it will be very helpful while you skim if you see something like that as an opinion or a conclusion over a subject, to underline the last 2 lines as well, alright? But even while you skim, you don't do that, and you see a question in the tasks asking you about an opinion or anything like that, you know more or less where to locate it, usually at the end of a paragraph or in the conclusion. Always justify your answers though, just to make sure, right? Number 6, step number 6, read very quickly, again, not in depth, not word per word in order to understand it, but very rapidly, the last paragraph of the whole passage. This is very important because, okay, in the conclusion, you kind of understand what the text is all about in terms of what is the opinion that is the most dominating one, all right? And also, it gives you a sense of the text, the atmosphere of the text, as I like to call it, as a whole. And this really helps you if you're going to answer questions like if the writer is against or for a specific subject. Okay? Now, number 7, the last step. Well, this is not exactly a step. This is something that you should do while you follow the previous steps that I have already mentioned. You should pay attention, for example, while you follow the previous steps, when you catch a glimpse of uncommon words, words that usually fall into the category of terminology, scientific terms, medical terms, etc. You should pay attention to these words, especially if they are capitalized. Okay? These words are very important because the majority of them cannot be paraphrased. So you're going to find them in the tasks, in the questions, as they are in the text. So they can be your guide while you try to find the correct answer. Okay? Also, it will be helpful for you to underline numbers, dates, percents, anything like that. These kind of words and phrases, numbers, for example, are going to be your guide as well. Also, you should underline, if you see them, phrases like the most, the majority, the best, the worst, the least, the minority. These phrases really help you to find answers, to locate answers. They serve as keywords too. Also, places, London, for example. Nationalities, European, American, Greek, English, whatever. Nationalities are important too. Countries, Germany, Italy, whatever. So, while you skim through the text, if you catch a glimpse of these kind of words and phrases, underline them, they will help you very much to locate the answer to a question. Last but not least, repetitions are important too. If you see repetitions of synonyms or the same words, you should try to underline them. For example, I will borrow an example given by one of my viewers here on YouTube who was kind enough to share this with all of you. So I'm going to use this example here. As you can see, this is a paragraph and we see these repetitions here, ecosystem, in between, among other words, okay, in the paragraph. Ecosystem, environment, ecosystem, I'm sorry. These repetitions are really important because probably in the task there is going to be a question on this matter. So you want to underline them. Okay, my pen fell down, it doesn't matter. All in all, these are the steps more or less that you need to follow while you skim through a text. Okay, so if you're careful of paraphrasing too, I think you've got nothing to worry about. So let's move on with scanning. The technique of scanning should be used after you read the questions in the tasks. Okay, when you return to the text, this is where we use scanning. We use scanning when we know what we are looking for. We search for something specific, right? In order for you to understand the meaning of scanning a little bit better, do you remember when you try to find a word in the dictionary? You know what word you're looking for one. And secondly, you try to locate this word in the dictionary alphabetically in specific pages. So, this is what scanning is all about in a text. It is the same process, the same procedure you follow while you search for words in a dictionary. You know what you're looking for, alright? You know what you search for and you try to find it. You try to locate it in the text, okay? So, chances are that after you're skimming, you may know where to find some answers to the questions. You know where to locate them in the text, more or less, in which paragraph. This happens when you're very good at skimming, and you will be if you practice what I'm suggesting here. So in this case, when you know where to locate an answer to a question, you go to the paragraph you think it is, and you try to locate it. You read this paragraph very carefully. You then find proof and justification for your answer. You go back to the task, you answer, and that's it. But what happens if you don't know where to find the answer in the text? In this case, if you don't remember where it could possibly be, in which paragraph, you have to scan the whole text. The whole text and not just a paragraph until you find your answer, okay? So, in this case, you should never ever forget what you're looking for. Do not forget it. Do not get carried away and read the whole thing all over again, alright? Just remember what you're searching for, just like you do in a dictionary. Number 2, keep in mind what it is that you're looking for. Are you looking for a date? In this case, you must search for numbers, scan for numbers. Are you looking for a number? Are you looking for a percent, for example? So you have to train yourself and scan with the help of your previous underlining to locate the number. If it is an opinion that you're looking for, an opinion of the writer or of a group of people, then it should probably be at the end of each paragraph or in the conclusion. So you more or less scan the text with the help of your previous underlining in order to locate your answer. Do you need to find an issue of nationality or a scientific term, a scientific argument? Your underlining, your previous underlining through skimming will be your guide to help you. So, as you can tell, your previous skimming will help you, will guide you through the whole text, through your scanning, and you will be able to locate the answer. Again, do not read the whole thing again, just move your eyes through your underlining, right? So, last step, when you locate your answer, at least where you think it might be, then you read this piece of information, you read the whole paragraph, you read the whole sentence very carefully, in depth, until you understand it and until you find proof and justification for your answer and you're sure it is correct. Only then do you read very, very carefully, okay, when you know where the answer is, in order to find proof for that. If you're doubtful and you're not happy with what you found, please continue searching, okay? Do not answer questions being in doubt. Do that only when you're running out of time. You do not want to leave questions unanswered, right? But always make sure that this is the correct answer. Find justification for it, okay? Underline it and then go to your task and answer the question. Well, as you can tell, the more you practice skimming and scanning, the quicker you will become, and you will have time to focus on your questions and your answers. So that's all you need to know about skimming and scanning. I hope I helped you a little bit. If you practice enough in this way, you won't need to read the whole text again in reading, and of course the limited time of the reading section won't be an issue for you anymore. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, please do leave them down below in the comment section. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Google+. I have added the links in the description box. Thank you very much for watching and good luck with the exam.